Today we are out looking for an abandoned gold mine. A lot of snow has melted in the past week or two, so the ditches and creeks are pretty full, or they're rather empty, depending on where the beaver dams are. We were told there was a washout and I thought we went through it, but yeah, this road is washed out. I don't think we can make it through here, but let's find out. It's moving pretty quickly. That's like a 3-foot drop. We're guessing this culvert is partially plugged because it's not moving up over here. So we're just gonna go have to find a different road to explore. The next trail wasn't much better. I don't like mud. I don't like getting stuck in mud. It's dirty, it's messy. Yeah, here's another washout next to a culvert.
Somebody got mud on their boots. Look at us wipe our boots clean.
Dumbo. I managed to get the Bronco briefly stuck in the mud. Thankfully, with Glenn guiding me, I was able to work the Bronco back out without needing a winch. I do not like mud. Mud is no fun. From there, we kept exploring. We just saw a little tiny Toyota down the road. A Mazda. And we're like, have you been down here before? And he's like, no. Like, you don't want to go any further. Not much further in, we found a pickup truck stuck in the snow. We hooked up, pulled him back, and got him moving again. Once he was free, he did not want to stop. He just kept his momentum going all the way to the clearing by the river, so he could turn around without getting stuck again. Honestly, I don't blame him. The guy was stuck for half an hour, so we pulled him out. And we're at the river right now, which looks like it's, 10 feet higher than normal? The spring melt was really moving through here, and it completely changed the feel of the area. Even the Canada Jays came over to check us out.
Hey, you over there, I got some food for you this time. I ain't fooling you.
Apparently, the birds were not impressed with our trail snacks. After the birds lost interest in us, we pushed farther down the trail. This section was actually a lot of fun. It had a little bit of everything. Muddy bumps, wet ruts, snow-covered tracks, exposed rock, and a few spots where the Bronco had to work just enough to keep things interesting. This is the kind of trail where you don't really go fast. You just pick your line, keep the tires moving, and try not to slide into anything expensive. When you're following old ruts through snow like this, you're not really forcing the Bronco where you want it to go, you're more guiding it, letting the tires find the path that's already been carved into the trail. There's something kind of peaceful about this part of the drive. No rush, no big obstacle, just the sound of the tires crunching through wet snow, the suspension working underneath you, and the forest closing in on both sides. At the same time, you're always wondering, what's underneath? Is it frozen ground? Is it mud? Is it a deep rut hidden under the snow? Or is it one of those innocent-looking spots that suddenly turns into a recovery situation? That's the strange thing about spring trails. They look quiet, but they're constantly changing. Snow softens, the ground thaws, and a trail you drove easily in winter can feel completely different a few weeks later. I was hoping that the ground would be a bit more frozen. Yeah, it's muddy, and the snow is heavy. But this Bronco, it kind of cuts through this muck like butter right now. I can just smell a skunk out here. It's not pleasant.
Fresh skunk. Hope we didn't scare it.
We were still making our way towards a different abandoned mining site. But with all the washouts and spring runoff, I honestly had no idea what we were going to find. At this point, I was just happy the trail was still passable. But then the trail dropped towards the river, and suddenly we found the sketchiest part of the day, an old industrial bridge. Wow, the river level is high, just below the bridge. And this bridge looks sturdy. Yeah, concern about this is the amount of nails that are sticking up. Don't want to hit one of those nails with the tire going over this bridge. There's tire tracks here from someone else who came through here recently. I don't know if it's truck tracks or quad tracks. Hopefully truck tracks, because then I know the bridge can take the weight of a Bronco. There were large steel beams spanning across the water, but the driving surface was just big wet timbers. The deck boards were gone. There were gaps between the timbers. There were exposed nailheads sticking up, and someone had dropped tree trunks into some of the openings, which somehow made it look both safer and worse at the same time. One by one, we crossed the bridge, trying to stay lined up on the timbers, avoid the nails, and not think too much about the fast-moving river underneath us. Well, according to the map, this would have been a mining site. There's not much here, just like a couple timbers. But otherwise, it just looks like a sand pit. Sometimes that's how these old sites go. You follow the map, you find the location, and then history has almost completely disappeared back into the bush. But now we still had to cross that bridge again. I went first, then Glenn and Marianne crossed. The first two Broncos had shifted the wet timbers just enough to make things interesting. There were two low spots in the bridge that matched the Broncos' wheel spacing almost perfectly. The wood was wet, slippery, and not helping. After the bridge, we kept going and eventually found another crossing that was much easier. This bridge felt different from the first one. It still had that old industrial vibe, heavy timbers, old steel underneath, and that sense that it had been here for a very long time. Built for logging and mining access. This bridge felt solid, which is always a nice feature in a bridge. Even so, when you're sitting up that high above a rushing river, you definitely pay attention. The water below was moving fast, and you could hear it crashing over the rocks before you even got onto the bridge. There's something pretty cool about driving across an old bridge like this in the middle of the forest. You start thinking about who built it, what equipment crossed here before us, and how many years this route has been used to get deeper into the bush. That sound of rushing water kept getting louder. Then the trail gave us the real reward of the day. A massive waterfall, about 50 feet tall, absolutely gushing from all the recent snowmelt. I've been out here in the summer and winter before, but I've never seen it this full. The water was pouring over the rocks, rushing around tree roots, and crashing down with an incredible amount of force. It was one of those spring moments where the whole landscape feels alive. We hiked along the edge for a better look, although the trail was a little sketchy in spots, especially with slippery shoes and a drop beside us.
These waterfalls have got a 50-foot cascading drop. With all the snow melt, this is the fullest I've ever seen it. Came out here in the summer, winter before, but man, it's gorgeous right now in the spring.
Well, we didn't find much of an old mining site. The original road was washed out, but we still found exactly what we came for.
Another beautiful day outside, enjoying what the Broncos can do. Be sure to stick around and watch another video.